Okay, now story in red has to do with this guy. His name is Frank, and Frank is a former CIA agent. He just went retired. I don't know how long he's been retired. They don't really explain it, but he's retired. He's living at his house with a pretty much a boring life. He doesn't have anybody in his house, so it's just him. He, wakes up, does some things, and he's pretty boring. So let me just. But for some reason, one day he just gets attacked out of nowhere by CIA agents, and pretty much the whole movie is him getting his old team together to see why they're pretty much getting targeted to be killed. And he gets the help of Morgan Freeman, he gets the help of John Malkovich, he gets the help of Helen Mirren, and he gets Sylvester Stallone. You see a quick appearance by Arnold Schwarzenegger again. I think he's returning to acting, I swear. Okay, that's not true, but at least from Sylvester Stallone to Arnold Schwarzenegger, which is the only two I said. But yeah, that's pretty much the story. It's not that great, but it's really just there, like the Expendables actually, just to get these guys together and girl together to be badass. And yeah, I mean, it's still a good story, don't get me wrong. And it has a couple of twists here and there, but not really anything big, but whatever. I still like the story, so I'll give it a point 0.7 out of 1.0. Let's go on to the acting of the film. Okay, now the acting in red, I'll just say right here, I actually love the acting in this film. Mostly because, and I love this in films, when you can tell that the actors themselves are having so much fun with this. Bruce Willis is one of those guys that never really looks like he's having a lot of fun doing the movie. I mean, he's a great actor. Whenever he tries to emote, he does great, but he never looks like he's having fun doing movies. But in this, I can tell he was really having fun playing this character. And I mean, Bruce Willis still hasn't lost it. He's still badass, and he's still a great actor, and he was great in this. Morgan Freeman, for the somewhat short time he's in the film, he's great. He doesn't really do that much action, but I think he's probably the oldest of the bunch. And yeah, he's like, 73, 74? I still don't believe that, but holy crap. But he was still really good for the short time he was on there. John Malkovich is in the movie, and he's John Malkovich. He's badass, he's weird, and he's funny. And in this, he's great. He's probably one of the best. He's probably one of the best in the film. I mean, everybody was great. Let me just say that. You have Helen Mirren, who is badass with a gun, and she's awesome. Brian Cox, who is great. You have Mary Louise Parker, who was in that show Weeds, that at least my parents can't stop talking about. She was great. She's like the love interest in the film, and she was actually pretty funny and pretty good in the film. Who else? Who else? Carl Urban's in the film, and he plays like the CIA kind of like the douchebag guy that's going after these guys, and kind of like redeems himself later on in the film. And I really like this character. So yeah, he was great in the film. I really like Carl Urban. He was one of those guys that was like, I kind of like you, but you have to do better films. After Star Trek, I'm pretty sure his career is gonna skyrocket after that, and this too, because he was great. So yeah, acting was great. I'll give it a point 0.9 out of 1.0. I know I'm missing other people, but this is say the acting was great overall. So yeah, 0.9 out of 1.0. So yeah, let's go on to. Okay, now the action in red, I really liked the action. It was really fun, really good, and I mean, these people still got it. Bruce Willis is the one that does most of the actual fighting hand to hand with Carl Urban also, and dude, Bruce Willis still got it. I mean, I can't wait to see another Die Hard film. Let me just say that before I even go on with it. I can't wait to see it. I mean, I love you, Bruce. Do another one, and. Dude, you're badass. Come on, you're bald but badass. I don't care. And I know you could grow hair if you want. I'm not judging you. You can grow hair whenever you want. You could just, I don't know, blow on your dumb and poof, hair will come out. You could do whatever. And that sounds stupid, but whatever. Anyway, the action's great. He is especially good. Helen Mirren with a gun, genius. And in this film, they don't show her with a gun for a little while. I mean, with like a really big gun for a little while, so you get kind of used to her being badass. But still, when you see it, you're like, dude, it's Helen Mirren with a gun. The Queen with a gun. Freaking genius. You got John Malkovich always being badass and always being crazy and kooky, and he's just great. The action of the film. And overall, the action itself is just badass. Let me just say that. I really love the action. So I'm going to give it a 0.95 out of 1.00 this time. I know, a little confusing with the scoring, but whatever. Let's go on to the entertainment of the film. Okay, entertainment-wise, I'll say it right here. I really was entertained by Red. It is a action-packed thrill ride with some of the oldest cast members you can get for an action film, and they were great. I mean, they're badass. They're sure they're old, but they're badass, and I still love all these guys and girl. And I would love to see a sequel to this, and I would love just to see them in more films. Like I said before, Bruce Willis, Die Hard 5, come on. It was really fun. I definitely recommend go checking it out after Jackass 3D, of course. It's probably one of my favorite action films of this year, and of course, it has to have like the oldest cast in almost the whole year. Besides Expendables, they're pretty old too. But really, I love this film, and I'll give the entertainment. I'll give it a 1.0. I'll just give it that. I mean, I really was entertained, and for overall, I give it a 3.55 out of a 4.00. I like this more than the Expendables and probably the A-Team too. I mean, come on, it's a really fun film. I definitely recommend you check it out. And I know I gave this a little higher than Jackass, but also for Jackass 3D, I didn't have an overall rating, so I just came out with a rating over the top of my head. I still like Jackass a little bit more than this, but this is still a great film. So definitely check it out. I loved it. Yeah, definitely support it. And it made some good money this weekend, so hopefully a sequel, like I said before, will happen. So yeah, thank you for listening to the review. If you liked it, sweet. If you didn't, not my fault. I'm not here to entertain you. And yeah, hope you're entertained. I'm not here to entertain you, but I hope you're entertained. But yeah, anyway, thank you and goodbye.